I think we're pretty exhausted now. That was a super speedy thrift. Hang on, I can't do it with that on it. It's making me feel whoop, whoop. So this is... Tom's having a moment. OCD's kicked in. Say hello. What's the market for brass camels, do you think? Wow, look at this. Whoops. Whoop. Watch where you're going. Okay, so here we are in Huntingdon in Cambridgeshire, about to hit the charity shop. So wish us luck. Yes, here we go, stop number 1. So this is incredible. Last chance to buy, £25. I think it's a Nathan one. Look at the lovely little, wonder what that is. Someone's obviously stored something in there and it's still in there. Important documents. Oh, little light bulbs. Oh, little light bulbs. Maybe it's got a little light in the top here, look, so it's spare bulbs. I mean, for £25, that's such a cool look. And it even locks, but not for us today. This is what my mum was talking about the other day. She's got one of these, and you put the ice in the middle, then the cork in, and then the water around the edge, and it keeps it cool. I'm trying to think where she got hers from. I want to say France, but I'm not sure about that. Barbara Clark, please comment below. But that's only a £5, so that's pretty good. Some nice little bits of studio pottery. That's perhaps new. Yeah, that's really nice for a new one. That's nice. That's like a nice little studio pottery one. Nice little glaze on it. I'll just put this one down and we'll have a proper little look at it. Whether that's more modern, but still, I don't know if it's handmade or like, it's an in-betweeny for me, that one. Yeah. And behind this little sign, no. There's some nice things actually. Nice little jugs, all handmade. Maybe not quite what we're looking for. What do you think, Terry? That was quite nice. Yeah, I spotted that one from a distance. Lovely little naive illustration. Almost got like a Japanesey look about it. And you can see where the glaze is not quite taken. And so that one is £15. So I think that's a little bit too much for us. Look at this frog. That's so retro. I don't know whether I love it or hate it. With the flowers and the gaudy decoration. Yeah, I don't know. It's a nice little set of tables. Parker Knoll. Probably not overly old, but maybe like no, they might even have the date of manufacture on the bottom. Maybe they haven't actually, but yeah, not too. The logo looks quite modern. Just a nice shape, very usable, practical. Yeah, nice unusual shape of the legs. Quite elegant. Okay, so everything just seems a little too expensive in here for us today. So we need to get on to the next one. The coolest items in the shop were actually you had to bid on them on eBay. So they obviously know they're quite valuable and quite different and quite desirable. But I mean, that's not what we want to do really today. But it's an interesting way of getting the maximum value for the charity. Okay, place number 2, the British Art Foundation. So let's go in and see what they've got today. I think it's studio pottery. I can't reach it quite. I think it's £8. It's a handmade one rather than a German one, I think. So we'll have a look at that in a minute, perhaps. It's a little too tall. Even for you. They're Avon. That beautiful red colour. A pair of those for a £5. They're quite nice, aren't they? Quite good, yeah. I'm not always a fan of red myself, but I know that lots of people love that as a colour. So whether that is whether they're very old, I'm not really sure. Well, these little figures, there's a whole collection. This must have been someone's whole collection. Look. They're beautiful, really, in their own way. What have you found? He's really nice. He's quite cute, isn't he? He's got that mid-century look about him. There's nothing particularly on him. This is quite new, relatively new. So he's probably not that old. Made in England. Before, he's quite nice. Whether he is a money box. He's heavy. Wow, he's nice with that blue around the top. It's pretty lovely, isn't it? £8. Someone's obviously made that. It's quite nice. I love how the glazes have made all the colours in the top. Yeah. The blue and the colours has gone so purple. Do we like him? £8? Maybe.
Oh, there's like
What have you found?
a Bosch cookery book.
Oh, cool. So we've got some of their books, but not that one, I don't
All
think.
plant-based. So we've got some of their books.
So we're trying to
We
kind
need
of
some.
stock the van up with things again, and we haven't got any cookery books in there at the moment.
That looks nice. Tonka, Vietnamese sticky tofu.
Nice.
Just seeing if there's anything that. Oh, and these Singapore fried
Vermicelli noodles.
vermicelli noodles. So they're all things you could do in the van.
We want easy, quick, one-pot type recipes, don't we? Really, aubergine katsu.
Wow. So
This
looks
is
quite
making me
good.
hungry. This is a
Yeah.
fun.
So
And how much is this?
I think. Yeah, this will be good. $2.50. It's in good
So
condition.
not
as well.
vintage in any way, but handy.
Great for the van. It'll look nice on the shelf as well.
This way, Tal. On to the next one.
Oh, you see
And
it.
Sense opposite as well. So that we're surrounded by charity shops today.
Nothing in this one today.
So nothing in this one. It's quite picked over in here today. So we're obviously waiting for a whoops.
Whoop, watch where you're going.
Whew. This looks more promising in here. It's maybe a random assortment. Washington pottery, oakwood. With this kind of retro design.
A little scratch and scrape
I think
thing,
they've probably, like with all of these things, been used and used and used.
which is what they were made for. So
These looking quite good nick. So we've got like a gazelle. I think they're a gazelle. I'm not sure what exactly they are. And we've also got a chipped rhinoceros.
Yeah, he's nice.
He's not so good. And then we bought one a bit like this one the other day. So
this one's
this
£2.
one, his little horn is chipped. So we could hold on to
This one.
the one you've got maybe and have a think about him as we wander around. Again, this is quite a nice. There's a lot of this. A lot of this design. We've got tureen, jug, bowl, all sorts. So they've reduced it down from 40 to 30 to 25.
They call it Snow White set.
So it's a Johnson Brothers set made in England called perhaps Snow White, like you say. And it's like a little olive jar.
Yeah, that's lovely.
From Scars. Can I read that? Scarsbury, Scarsbury, Caithness. So it's Scottish. It's quite nice. No price on that, I don't think.
There is on the top.
Oh, £3. Perhaps a little more modern, but quite nice. All of this stuff here, the Langley ware, we've picked up a few bits of this, which was like a precursor to Denby ware. So you can see it's got that look of Denby.
Very chunky and
Very chunky, very kind of utility, really.
matte finish.
Yeah, I like the colour. So we've got a few pieces in this. So we've got 6 cups, 5 saucers today. So how annoying. I think we bought some of this yesterday, the two tureens in March.
Oh, is that what make they are?
Royal Worcester, and I think that was the design name, Palissy. £12 for that. Yeah, someone's obviously just kept that for best. Oh, so big promise, but only one little item. So far Huntingdon has not delivered much, but we'll keep looking. What a lovely square right here in the middle of Huntingdon. So we're reaching the end of the high street, I think, but we've got a couple more charity shops, so let's get into Wood Green. It's like slim pickings today, slim pickings. Just to walk around a corner and find something amazing, and then it makes everything worthwhile. Some lovely red glass. In every charity shop there's red glass today. So nothing again, it's not looking good here in Huntingdon. It's beautiful, but the charity shop finds are non-existent today. So I think I can see at least one more down here, so fingers crossed. Okay, let's go into scope and see if this has got anything today. We're not doing well so far. More of the little Raven's Head glasses, £4.95 for 6. Quite diddy again, I don't know. Maybe you'd have them for orange juice or something. You can tell it's slim pickings when I'm searching through plant pots on a Wednesday morning. Oh, he is nice. And you've got these little poppies which are from the Tower of London.
Yeah, we've got the stems out the back, it's just that we didn't want to put them on display.
Yeah.
So they fall over.
Yeah.
So those little poppies, you then see the picture in the background when they're all around the Tower of London. Okay, so we need to get one killer thing in this last charity shop to make the trip to Huntingdon worthwhile. A cookbook and a wooden gazelle is not going to cut it. So let's see if we can find something really cool in here. Okay, the pressure to find something cool
In the last one.
in the last shop.
I don't think so. So, I think we're pretty exhausted now.
That was a super speedy thrift, and we didn't really find much at all. But those are the breaks, you know, sometimes when you come thrifting, you find nothing. And today, not much at all, really. But a cool cookbook.
It's been fun as well. And Huntingdon has been a nice... Is this a town? Or I think it's a town, isn't it?
It's definitely a town.
Yes.
But it's pretty, lots of nice buildings. I still feel slightly out of breath. I feel like we've been running down the high street. But yeah, sometimes on a thrift day, well, like yesterday we thrifted and had a great day in March in Cambridgeshire. We're now probably about 3/4 of an hour down the road in a bigger place, I think, and less stuff. So it just shows you. But we could have come next week and there'd be loads. So you just never know. Which is part of the fun of it, really, isn't it? So
and if you want to see our epic thrifting in March, check it out.
Check it out. So just as we were leaving Huntingdon, we drove around this corner. What did we see? Cambs Antiques and Collectibles with 60 traders. So this looks worth a visit, would you say? Let's go and have a look.
Quite stylised.
What's the market for brass camels, do you think? I'll hold on to them and see how much they might be, because they're nice. And if they don't sell, we just melt them down for scrap.
We put them in our own home.
Well, obviously, you could do that as well. It might be one of those days where nothing is priced, but that's nice, more modern, I think, but it's solid. They've got a real mixture of things in here. I think you have to...
It's cool.
It's a shame it's got a chip on the side there. It's not as cool as I first thought when I picked it up, but it's kind of got that French look about it, yeah. These trays are lovely, vintage bamboo trays, £52 the pair.
Wow.
So this is a cool little vintage shop within a shop. And they've obviously kind of picked out things they think can be priced up, doing a similar thing to what we're doing.
Mirror's pretty special. So lovely.
So £42. Yeah, that's unusual. You see them quite a lot, but not with this kind of black part to it. It's usually just see-through on the edge, I think. Quite nice. Lots of basket. 25. It's nice with the colours on.
Oh, there's limited.
If you're fluent, basically.
Of course.
It's one of those places you have to look at everything because it's just
there's all little nooks and crannies
rammed with stuff. I'm sure you guys are having a good fun looking around today too. There's lots to see in here. Not so much in the charity shops earlier, but plenty to see in here. This wonderful embroidery, I suppose, with the metallic thread. How much is that one? Like a magical, mystical kind of, I can't exactly see what
it's like £8. I don't know what it actually says on it. Embroidered.
It says embroidered frame picture, £8. Let's lift it off so I can have a look. I can't really see what the picture is. It's like a nymph, is it, or something in the woodland? Isn't that beautiful?
It's really nice. And for £8, that seems quite good. Lovely colours, and I love the
It's obviously
frame.
been just covered with a bit of brown paper there, but probably that was original. But the colours are so vibrant, so it's not been sun damaged at all. I think that for £8 is a definite buy. Let's add him to the little stash with the camels.
We can only both just get in this room.
That's only just big enough for us both to walk and turn and do. Lots of owls again. We see lots of owls, they're very popular. You can't really see it very easily, but it's a gorgeous, real cool retro, one of those pop-out sunbeds that just Just in that corner, look at the fabric on it.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a sunbed because I can see 3 sections.
Yeah, all the mechanisms.
Yeah, that's really cool, isn't
Great
it?
fabrics. This is more like a little sort of garden alia.
It's the old gardenalia again. Which is, if it isn't a word, it should be.
Always drawn to these Kokeshi dolls.
They're cool, aren't they?
Really nice.
Look at this really cool angle poised lamp. It's maybe been repainted quite badly in the orange, but somehow it kind of works. Someone's given that a spray job. £30.
Like that.
We're also looking for things to display jewellery, don't forget. So you might
Yeah,
spot
that's
something
true.
random that would work for that.
It's quite a nice one.
I'm going to do everything one-handed. £5, that one. It's probably worth a little more than that, but
A little round one, that's nice as well. We've got your hand on.
this one, yeah, that's £5 as well.
Maybe more modern.
More modern because it's got a plastic line of it. The other option is to buy like a big basket and have all your jewellery, all your necklaces like laid in it. I don't know.
Okay.
That one's 15.
Now you're saying, wow, these are cool. What have you found?
So this is, if you can see past my friend, hold on. So this is a set of 5. Hang on, I can't do it with that on it. It's making me feel. Whoop. So this is.
Tom's having a moment. OCD's kicked in.
This is a set of 5, which is a shame. Wooden animal napkin rings. You've got an elephant. I think what we're calling a gazelle. We've got a lion, a rhino, and possibly a zebra. Definitely, because it's got stripy. Shame there's only 5. One has obviously got lost along the way. And I don't know whether there's much margin in it at $18.50, or I think that's the price.
Lovely though.
But aren't they unusual? I've never seen anything quite like that. Cool, huh?
Very cool.
We'll perhaps pass on those today, but
What about your friend here?
yeah, she needs a new outfit. So we've seen these owls before, and we said, oh, for string, and they are for string, but you put the scissors in the front, and it makes little glasses. Babacoom owl string holder with scissors, $12.50. So someone the other day, because we were talking about this, there was a comment on one of the videos. They were telling me who designed it, as it were, and they said it's quite desirable. But we've not seen one with the scissors in yet,
No.
so they keep cropping up, don't they? This one's a little chipped, I think, and damaged, but quite cool.
They're really cool. We'll keep an eye out for those now.
We will, quite literally.
True.
So you've got twit-twoo, ribbit,
Ribbit.
quack, quack.
Oh, yeah, that was the other one.
This is your repertoire of animal noises. Well, I've just found a little stash of West German pottery. Nice plant pot there, quite neutral. They want 20 for that one, which I think is quite a good price. Not for us to sell on, but quite a good price. And this one I'd probably prefer. Again, West German. And that one is 20. So I think our plan to sell them at about that price is probably about right, with a lovely plant in, and they'll look fabulous on a stall. They're a little too much, I think, for us. And then there's this one, which is 35. Again, West German. Again, we have that thing with the red. We're not really sure how saleable this bright red is. I think you either love it or you don't. So I think it's one of those Marmite type things, isn't it, really?
It's pretty stunning in that much design. You
Great
know.
shape. And then this is made by Peter the Potter in Malta, probably at the same kind of time, because it's got those kind of glazes. So a pair of these are 25. So they're quite cool.
Wow, yeah, I didn't even realise they weren't the same. How cool is that? So the pair is 25.
Yeah. That's quite good, I think. They're so different and stylish. And he's got, Peter the Potter. Obviously just made by...
They don't even look handmade. That's the
No,
interesting
perhaps made
bit.
in a mould and then he's scratched his name on the bottom. I don't really know how that would work. And the little bar set's cool. With this little... Can't get it out, but it's got all the cocktails done in a very kitsch retro way.
Look at the pictures in the background of the people having
Oh,
a
I
fun
see.
time.
Yeah. That looks kind of 60s, late 60s, 70s maybe.
Those lovely soup dishes again. They're nice.
There's lots of nice things in that cabinet.
So effective on mass.
It's a bit like, is it called the Neon Graveyard or the Urban Graveyard or
I
something?
think it is called the Urban Junkyard.
Urban Junkyard, yeah, that's right. In London, I think.
But...
So I thought, what a cool basket. And it's got a little handle on. Let's see what the price is. Oh yeah, not too bad. I'll tell you in a minute. So the lid comes off and you think, well, it's just like a waste paper basket. But there's a little Japanese teapot in there. I suppose it keeps it warm because it's all padded and quilted inside. I might be able to lift the actual teapot out to have a little look. Yeah, see? How beautiful is that?
Wow.
Not the kind of thing we ever look for, but...
No, but I mean,
and then inside, look at the fabric, how they've pattern matched and matched the little peacocks. And so that's £25. A lot of work in there for that, isn't there? So they say a hand-painted vintage porcelain teapot made in China. Oh, Chinese, okay. So £25. Nice. Unusual, huh? And there's more upstairs too. Which way to go? This way or this way? Or let's go this way. Wow, there's so much. Do you like these little... I'm not sure whether this is technically a Kakeshi doll, but they call it a Kakeshi.
But that one's face,
this
lovely
one,
eyes.
This one kind of
The blue
comes
eye
to
shadow.
pieces. Yeah. She's so pretty.
How much is she?
She is, I'm getting carried away, £9.75. You want to stick something else to the shelf in the camper van, don't you? I
There's
can
not
tell.
much else we could
I
have,
can
but-
tell we've got no room.
Oh, she seems good for that. I might hold on to it.
Terry's in love. Wow, it's like it goes on and on. Wow, look at all these vintage clothes. They're just like so much. Let's see what they've got. Yeah, good prices. So like a three-piece suit, look, £60 with its little
That's
waistcoat.
lovely, actually, isn't it? Wow.
It's obviously an old one, yeah. Hardy Amis design for Hepworth's, dry clean only. If you're a, smallish size, a vintage size, which I am not, then you are, Terry, yeah. Then you can fit into these vintage things really easily. It's a little small for me.
They're always small. You should see how ridiculous that looks.
Let's try this one. No. I'm thinking I've got a big head. But what are you going to do?
Well, you're going to freak out. I've just looked straight ahead.
Wow, look at this. Yeah, the lighting's not great up here. We saw one like this the other day, do you remember, in Newark? I'm not sure if it made the cut of the video. Sherwich bar is 45. It's a good price for that, really. but not for us to buy and sell. But I do just love them. There's just something about them. This is a more common shape, which we've seen in all kinds of different colours, but we'll maybe have to leave that one, which is a shame. It's just like precariously perched up there.
Oh, God.
This is a bad sign. These are like the little pussies I bought in Spain. Reduced from 35 to 30.
Well,
I did only buy them for €5, I
I was
think.
going to say, so
We're still in profit. Lovely, no? Bark glass vase, £10.
yeah, that's beautiful.
Look at the.
And the texture on it.
I think these things are just like pressed, you know, pressed in a mould or somehow made, mass produced. But to me, you know, quite nice really. For £10, not bad, but not for resale probably. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure about profit left in it, but
we picked up a few,
that's
a
lovely
bit
as
like
well.
this kind of bark idea. That one's 14. We've picked up things that could probably then retail at similar prices to that. So that is quite nice. Oh, look at these poodles.
The kitsch.
I like a bit of kitsch as well. I like all sorts of stuff really. How cute are they? £10 each.
They're not bad for that.
They're a bit like chipped and damaged and they need some love. Let's put it that way.
What I would say is if you watch this video and you fancy any of this stuff, it's a great place to come to, and it is great places for good prices for buying for yourself, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
definitely. There's a load of great stuff to buy for yourself. We obviously need to buy it at a certain price for it to work for us, to resell on our stall, but that's £10. I like these little bark planters as well. But yeah, if you want to pop down, if you're in the area, if you're in Huntingdon, if you're close, if you're in Cambridge, wherever, you know, it's a great place to pop for the day. You could just wander around for hours.
you want to while a few hours away,
Yeah.
rummaging, rooting.
Right, let's carry on.
Where are you?
To the left.
Oh, through here? There's a shout.
I'm here.
Oh, you're there. I got distracted and then
Have you got your
find
Kakashi doll still?
still got it.
So I found you some more bricks and pottery.
Oh, lovely.
£5 for that. Obviously, like a tankard, I suppose. So I don't know whether that's really what we would want, but it's
No,
just funny. We've seen a bit of this bricks and pottery. Nice colours, aren't they?
Yes, lovely.
And I was kind of drawn to these. I don't know why, because they feel like they might have been given away with an Easter egg or something. I don't know, but they look kind of 80s to me. I don't know. That reminds me perhaps of the Owl and the Pussycat.
Yeah, nice. Especially with the
Just made in England.
nice size as well.
Yeah, they're just kind of, I don't
Very
know.
practical.
Maybe they reminded me of something from my childhood. Got all emotional.
This roof isn't the good.
It's not great, and I've
Good
had
for
to
you.
kind of like reach over to get things. Look at him. Little hedgehog. Pottery hedgehog, £4. Isn't he cute? I'll put him with his little friends. Wow, look at this monster of a West German vase. Slight damage to base. Shame. Pretty cool shape though. There's so much stuff in here, you can't really get to it all almost. It's a tricky space to shop. Let's put it that way.
Especially if you're trying to film it as well.
And if you're 6'2", eyes are blue.
Oh, there's a little
Oh.
step there. Oh,
I've already tripped up that
I've
and
already
down
done
that. So I feel your pain. We've had such a good time this last couple of days because the sun, which you can see shining through this window, the sun has been out. It's been gorgeous weather, which makes all the difference when you're in the UK and you just want to get out and shop, and it just feels lovely. How long it will last, I don't know. I think
oh,
that's
another
maybe...
step. Gosh.
Careful, careful. It's all trading cards, Pokemon cards and things upstairs, so we'll give that a miss. That trend has passed me by, but I'm sure it's very cool if you're into it.
Oh, there's more.
There's rooms of it. There's rooms. Look at all the jewellery.
Gosh, I'm going to have to have a good look in there.
You are. You're going to be in your element.
Leave me to it.
So we picked something like this up with this design. I don't know when, I don't know where, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that's actually Tenby pottery from Wales. So we now know what that one is. It's a West German vase, which is not £4, unfortunately. Look at that, that's 28.
How interesting. Thick.
I don't know how they even do that. It must literally go on really like a thick paste and then just react to the heat, I suppose.
Probably that
West
happens
German.
in the kiln.
Yeah, it's nice. But we've bought so much amazing West German pottery at Newark Antique Fair. If you've not seen the Newark Antique Fair video, well, you need to watch it. It's a couple of weeks ago. That was amazing. If you love West German, we found some amazing bargains, didn't we? Napkin rings with a giraffe on it. What's the chances? And look at this scary fella.
No likey.
I don't want that on my mantelpiece.
No.
The teak boar, £5. If you want it, you know where it is.
Oh, don't pick her up by the head. It's loose.
Oh, sorry, Tal.
Careful.
What are we going to call the Kakeshi doll?
Kakeshi Karen?
Kakeshi Karen? Does Karen sound very Japanese?
I don't know. Not really, but just to go with.
Does she look like a Karen?
And it's got to be something that goes with Willie as well.
Well, you could call it
Fanny?
Fanny the Kakeshi.
And we're almost thrifted out. I think it's just like we can't even speak.
It's kind of exhausting going around and like working out whether you want to buy something, how much it's worth, is it right, is it chipped, is it this, is it that? So it's quite tiring. Are you still with us, everybody? This is going on and on. So the other day we found some cool Kaiser porcelain at the car boot sale at Arming Hall, and this one is 19. We got a really large one, didn't we? For about 10. That was great value. Just shows you the prices of them, and you see the little Kaiser mark underneath. So £10 for that big one was a.
You're in Australia, you can read it upside down. Talking of Australia,
there's a little kangaroo with a little Joey in his pouch, in her pouch, I suppose. Or is it the dad that has the Joey in the? I'm not sure. Let's not get into that.
Don't go into it. Just a kangaroo with a Joey in his pouch.
A little taste of home. So where we live in Spain, near Majaca, on the southeast coast of Spain, this is the Indalo man, and it's supposed to be to keep you safe, isn't it? That's the general.
The arms over the head to protect you from evil spirits.
Yeah, and that's we had one to stick on our car. Everyone's got them in the houses. They're great to be gifted. You're supposed to be gifted them, not by your own. If you love kind of early 2000s sportswear, thank you. It's so rambling, this place, that they've got security cameras everywhere to try and keep a track of it. So what have you found, Terry?
This
nice
vintage Nordica Gilet fleece. It's a medium and it's £16. I've not heard of this, mate, but I love the design.
I love the colour of it.
Yeah.
You're going to try it on?
So I'm going to try it on. This particular stand is lovely. Everything's laundered and pressed. And
please stand by for microphone Russell. Let's step back and.
Oh, that feels nice.
And obviously you've got a lot of layers on underneath it anyway, so good for manning a stall.
Oh,
when you need an extra layer.
Microphone Russell coming up, like you say. How does it look?
I love the design. It's so vibrant, that blue. Love the zip.
Yeah, I like it. I'll have a look in the mirror.
Strike a pose.
I think that's quite cool, don't you?
I like it. I wear my gilet all the time. Yeah, well, you don't always need a thick jumper on. You just want an extra layer.
Your body warm.
While you're putting that back on the hanger.
£16.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the rest of the clothes. There's loads of cool stuff. This is Urban Outfitters. So they've obviously just picked up really good quality clothes. There's old leather jackets, jumpers.
Well, I think Freddie Laws and Marnie would just love it here. I mean, look at all this stuff.
Yeah, some
Get
cool
yourselves
gear.
over here, guys. I mean, so many cool t-shirts, different designs. I like this one. It's not me, but look at that.
Is that the Joker?
Yeah, the Joker, 1988.
Wow.
This little chair's cool, isn't it?
We love a little wicker chair, like a child size.
Bamboo chair, 45.
Not a bad price, in beautiful condition. More clothes.
I know, you can't help looking now. 15. I mean, they're cheaper than Next.
Let's have a close look at the New York City. Medium. Looks in really great
Looks
condition.
nice, yeah. I feel like the Michelin Man.
You don't look like the Michelin Man, don't worry.
What do you think?
Use this as a catwalk. It's perfect. Here he comes.
Also available in other colours.
So wow, we just need a bit of fruit bread because our sugars have crashed. What a day of thrifting here in Huntingdon. We started off a bit down in the dumps because the charity shops, as you will have seen, didn't really deliver much, just a couple of things. But when we drove out of Huntingdon, we spotted that amazing antique centre and found some cool stuff, didn't we? So thanks for watching. If you want to watch something similar, then click here. And for those of you who've watched for the last few weeks, these are the new vintage curtains that we picked up at Newark Antique Fair. And my mum, Barbara Clark, made into some little camper van curtains for us. So it's all happening here in Willey. We're back again next time with more thrifting around the UK. See you then.